What's going on, beautiful people? This is me, the Infinity Midwife, coming to you once again. Okay, first of all, happy 2023. I don't know if everybody can hear me. Hold on, it's a poor connection. Let's see what we can do about this. Oop, okay, it's cool now. Okay, so I'm going live. We are in the early mornings of Sunday. I've been MIA, so this is me, the Infinity Midwife. I hope you're taking care of your minds, your hearts, and your entire being. I've been missing out in information for the longest. I don't know if I'm back, if I'm live, if y'all can hear me. So again, I hope you're taking care of your minds, your hearts, and your entire being. This is me, the Infinity Midwife, and it's 4:40 in the morning, okay? I've been guided to do this video. Now, I've been missing out in information because I've just been closing out some cycles. To be honest, I've been closing out some karmic cycles, and it was taking some time. It was taking all of my time and energy and concentration and discernment so that I could see what was I dealing with. So I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves. Now, for many of you, if you believe in the regular Gregorian calendar style, Happy New Year. If you are more of an orthodox, person like me, that, the new year usually corresponds with spring, right? The winter time, like I'm a person that is based into knowledge pertaining to nature and the elements. Okay. So, springtime is where everything is being reborn, right? And we know that usually wintertime is when things are going into hibernation, things are dying down after harvest, right? So depending on where you at on this calendar, Happy New Year of 2023, or, happy hibernation, happy death, or happy going into this season of transformation, this season of death and of hibernation. Okay, basically. So y'all listen, I'm making this video because again, I feel like it's really, really important that I do this video. Now, I was going to go and sleep, but Spirit kept me alive, kept me up at night, the entire night. And I kind of knew that I had to make this video. Right before I close my eyes, I hear like a knocking on the side of my wall. And I'm like, okay, it's time for me to make a video. So I'm here with y'all. I hope y'all are good. I'm just wishing that everybody is well on their journey. They are healthy on their journey, and you're getting stronger in the person that you are. You're getting stronger in your God self. You're walking with God constantly on your journey, and this is what I'm wishing for you, okay? Because if you're walking with God in your everyday journey, who's against you? Who can come up against you? Who can attack you? Who can do anything to destabilize you, right? So, it is what it is. So, the subject of today is, what is a curse? Okay, so that was the message that I had in mind. What is a curse? So, first of all, before, anything, sometimes we think that curses, is bad words, bad wording, spells, magic, black magic. But really, to be in the most fundamental aspect of what is a curse is a contract, okay? Is a contract to which you agree to a certain belief or certain rules or a certain structure that is not in alignment with your soul, or with your higher calling, or with your truth. Okay, so that is what a curse is. It's very basic, very fundamental, very easy to understand what is a curse. So let me say it again. A curse is a contract in which you are going to agree, whether it's to a signature, whether it's forced, whether it's placed upon you intergenerationally, whether it's through tradition, whether it's through a teaching, whether it's through a culture. So it can take various forms, okay? So it's a contract where you choose to agree, whether it's through a signature, whether, again, it's being forced upon you, and it is a belief. So you're agreeing to a belief, a system, a set of rules, a tradition, a culture, right? But it is not something that is in alignment with your soul. So it is not something that it is in alignment with your soul mission, with your heart, with your truth, okay? So it's a misalignment, okay? So I'll say that again. It's very important to understand. A contract or a curse is a contract in which you're going to agree to a certain form of belief, a system, a structure, a set of rules, a tradition, a belief that is not necessarily in alignment with your true self, with your soul, okay? But you're going to agree to it, whether it's by force, whether it's through culture, whether it's through a religion in which you were born, whether it's through a tradition in which you were born, whether it's an education that you receive. All of that can be discussed. But the basic fundamental of what a curse is, I'll say it again, it's a contract in which you choose to agree to. Could be a set of beliefs, could be rules, could be protocols, could be an exchange of gift or an exchange of material possession, like a house, a car, but that is not necessarily in alignment with your truth, with your soul mission, with your heart, okay? Why am I talking about curses at 4 o'clock in the morning? Okay, I feel like it's important because, we think that, we try to define curses, or we try to limit curses to, if you don't do, or if you do not oblige, or, we try to associate a curse with a consequence. Okay, but a curse is not a consequence. A curse is a contract. It's a set of rules. It's a set of regulations. It's a set of beliefs that is going to be written or agreed upon, and is not going to be necessarily something that is in alignment with your truth. Why am I repeating this? I feel like it's important for me to repeat this because, first of all, we are all on this plane, having our own journey, evolving at our own pace, experiencing life. This is why we've been brought onto this realm, okay? We're all coming from a different set of backgrounds. Even if you have a twin, you're not going to be exactly like that twin. You're going to think different. You're coming in this realm to experience life. But you all have a soul signature. You all have a soul mission. You all have a truth that resonate with your soul. Okay. And so as you are evolving on your journey on this realm, right, you could have come with some contracts that was passed on to you through generations, right? Could have been a set of culture, traditions, right? When we're born into families that has a certain set of rules, regulations, right? Inheritance passed down from your mother, from your father, the culture you grew up in, the race, the color of the skin that you have, the country, the language, all of this, okay? Very important to understand, is contracts that you've agreed upon that was helping you evolve on your journey. They're not necessarily curses because it's contracts, okay? So they're not necessarily seen as bad. Okay, where they start to be seen as bad or negative is when you start evolving on your journey. You start evolving on your journey and you realize that a set of contract in which you were walking with on your journey, right? You were walking with a set of contract or a backpack of contracts that you were walking with on your journey no longer resonated with your evolved soul, or with the person that you're becoming, or with the greater version of yourself that is evolving past experiences, past, life experiences that's going to change you, that's going to make you evolve, that's going to transform you. It's going to change. You're going to change, right? You're not going to be the same person you were at 2 years old that you're now at 30, 31, 40, 50, 70, right? You're going to change. You're going to evolve as a person because you're going to meet people on your path. You're going to exchange with different people. You're going to be probably traveling, or maybe not. You're going to be experiencing life, right? So your backpack in which you started in life, right, is going to change. Unless you don't want to change and you want to grow just like your parents did, and you want to die just like your parents did, you're going to keep on walking with this backpack of contracts in your bag, but you're never going to look at them, right? You're never really going to evolve. You're never really going to want to thrive, to change, and be your own soul signature you've come here to be. Some people are going to choose that, and it's okay. They're just going to have to come back until they start being a little curious of the type of contracts they're walking with, okay? And some people, because they've been coming back over and over again, they're going to start being very curious of the type of contracts that they're walking with in their backpack as they are evolving on their journey, okay? And the more you evolve on this journey, on this soul journey, because it's more than just this meat suit. It's more than just, you associated to a name, associated to a color, associated to a culture, associated to a country, associated to a set of contracts that you've chosen or not to walk with. As you evolve on your journey, it's been maybe a lifetime, 2 lifetimes, maybe you've been here for millions of times on this realm. You're going to realize that there are some contracts that were in your backpack that no longer resonate with your soul mission or your soul signature as you evolve, okay? And you're going to want to look at these different contracts, whether it's a religion that you grew up upon, whether it's a set of traditions, whether it's a culture, whether it's, a form of education you received while you were young, whether it's a form of, association that you've made, you've made pact with, or you've associated with as you grew up. Maybe it's a set of friends that, you've made, some form of affiliation with, that, you're going to want to look back to the types of contract you have in your backpack. Now, it's going to be different for everybody because no one is the same, okay? Nobody is the same on this earth, walking on this earth. No matter if you have a twin, you're a triplet, it doesn't matter. We're all coming with a different, unique soul signature, okay? And if you've come back many, many times, you are here maybe to break some contracts, right? It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same for everyone. Some people have come and they need to come back again because of the different choices. This is what we call free will, right? Free will allow you to look into your backpack at the different contracts that you've contracted, or maybe that was put upon you through generations, your foremothers or your forefathers or your ancestors or your culture or the country in which you grew up, the culture, the religion, the spiritual beliefs. All of that is going to matter at some point as you start evolving on your soul journey, not even your human journey, on your soul journey. You're going to want to look at those contracts, and those that are no longer associated or in alignment with your evolved journey, you're going to want to tear them down. You're going to want to put an end to those contracts, okay? And that's what we call curses, basically, because we're all here to be evolved souls, right? We're all here to become sovereign beings. We're all here coming into this realm to liberate ourselves from those different contracts that help us evolve. But as we keep evolving, especially in this lifetime, which is really, really important, we're going to find out that some contracts that we've agreed to, or parents agreed to, or forefathers agreed to, or even we've agreed to, we don't want them no more, or they're hindering our evolution as a soul. We're going to want to get rid of it. We're going to want to write our own contracts. You understand? And by writing your own contracts, you're going to turn, or first of all, you're going to break those curses, those old contracts that were hindering your alignment with your evolved soul, or you evolving on your journey of becoming an evolved soul, right? You're going to want to break those contracts that are no longer in alignment, and you're going to want to go into contract with a new set of rules, a new set of regulations, a new set of system, a new way of looking at things, a higher perspective, a new way of being spiritual that is going to be in alignment with your soul signature, with your uniqueness, with the God within you. Okay? And that's very important to understand. Wait, hold on now. It says poor connection. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I'm going to continue. Right? So it's very important to understand that the moment that you realize that a contract that was in your backpack no longer resonate with your soul as you evolve through this journey of life, right? Whether it's through life experience, whether it's through realization, epiphanies, whether it's through your soul awakening, you're going to realize that in your backpack, you were carrying things that were hindering your process, your growth of the soul. Okay. And you're going to want to tear some down. And it's not going to be, what I'm wanting to say is, it's not going to be a family affair. Okay. Because every soul signature is unique to the soul that is being embodied in this vessel. Okay. It's going to be unique to a soul signature, a soul. Okay. So it's not going to be a family affair. It's not something that you do with your cousins, with your brothers, with your mom, with your dad. It's something that you're going to have to do as you evolve on your soul journey. You're going to do that because you've probably gone through an awakening, and you're going to realize that, yes, that set of rules that you've agreed upon was helping you for a minute, right? In your backpack, you had some lessons that you needed to learn with those set of rules, with those contracts, with those curses. But now you realize, as you evolve on this journey, that those contracts are no longer helpful for you to evolve. You're going to realize that your soul signature speaks of a different truth. Okay? And in speaking of that different truth, you're going to realize that you need to tear down that contract. Simple. Right? But it's going to take courage. Right? Why is it going to take courage? It's going to take courage because you're going to look different. You're going to be judged. If you are living, or, if you are a people pleaser, or if you want to appear a certain way to a society, right? People are going to look at you different as to why are you tearing down curses or contracts that were, part of your inheritance or your heritage, right? People are going to be questioning you. That's where you're going to have to be brave and courageous and say, this contract or this curse no longer resonates with where my soul is going, because my soul has a unique signature, and that unique signature, with that unique signature, that contract that I was carrying in my backpack that was passed down from how long inheritance or heritage no longer resonates with where I'm going as a soul. So I need to tear it down. I need to tear it down, and now I need to align with a set of rules, with a system, with a structure, with an authority that is going to be in alignment with where my soul is being called to, or with where my soul is being evolved where, or how. Okay, so as you are evolving on your journey, it's important to realize that, you know, through an awakening, through a situation, through trauma, through a form of transformation, because life is just about that. Life is about cycles, right? We come here, we evolve. We don't stay the same. You know, when a baby comes into this world, it goes from crying to crawling to walking to running to speaking to sharing his mind and his ideas, to, you know, accepting that he's not alone on this earth, to cooperating, to embarking on wanting to resemble others, or becoming more of who that person is or that soul is within that vessel, right? And that's when we realize that certain affiliations, certain contracts were more curses, you know, for us that is evolving on this journey. Maybe for a generation or a past generation, that contract made sense, right? Or that contract was necessary for those generations back to understand a certain way or a certain moral or a certain ethic of life or a certain lesson. Okay. But as we are coming out of that era or those generations, we no longer need to carry in our backpack curses or contracts that are no longer in alignment with where we are going. Now, this soul evolution or the soul awakening is just you aligning more with your soul calling. People want to say Christ consciousness. People want to refer to it as the God within. People want to refer to the all. We are stepping in a space of co-creation with the power, with the higher authority. But everybody has been created unique in this unique way, or this unique expression of that power. Right? And that power lies within. Okay. So if you are attentive to that power within, and, you know, you can be attentive within through various ways of tapping within, right? Some tap through it through a form of meditation, a form of prayer, a form of silence, where, you know, you're no longer tuning out. You're no longer tuning to what is going on externally. You're tuning into what's going on internally. However that looks for you, or however you do that, or however you practice that, that is unique to your soul signature, okay, or to your evolved soul. And it's going to be different from one individual to the other. Okay. So as you are dedicating more of your time to that practice, that's going to allow you to tune into your divinity, or to your connection to that higher power. I want to call it God, Christ consciousness, the God within, or Allah, or whatever name you want to give it to. Okay. That is of your own soul signature. Is going to be different from one individual to another. You're going to realize that you've been hindering yourself by walking with a backpack filled of contracts or curses that was hindering your evolution as a soul. Okay. So you're going to want to go through every contract that you ever had in your backpack. And sometimes it's going to be pretty to know that you can get rid of those curses or those contracts. And sometimes it's going to be hard, especially if you are connected more into this outer world. You're going to realize that you need to keep on carrying those backpacks in order to stay connected to this outer world. But as you are tuning more into this inner world, you're going to realize that a bunch of curses in your backpack was hindering your connection, or you tapping into your unique soul signature that has a soul mission, that has its own set of rules, that has its own structure, that has its own beliefs, that has its own lessons that needed to be learned, right? So when you understand that, you want to go through all these contracts. You want to start breaking some curses, right? Especially some curses that no longer serves you on your evolved journey. Okay. So that was part of the message that I needed to come up with today, because I feel like a lot of us are going through awakenings. We're waking up out of our sleep, and we're realizing that there is a voice within that exists, or the light within that exists. Some that are more evolved, some souls that are more evolved than others, had gone through that journey. Some came into this life with that knowing. Some forgot about it. Some just remembered it. Some needed some form of life experience to tap within. Or, some needed to be abandoned, rejected, experience some form of rejection in order to tune in, So it's going to be triggered. Some soul awakening are going to be triggered by external factors. Some souls already come into this world with that knowing, with that inner knowing that they have this light within, and that they do not need to walk with a set of rules. So that's why you're going to find out the more we walk into time, the more we advance into time, a lot of children are coming here with their own set of rules. They're coming in with their own contracts. They're coming in with their aligned contracts, and they're not carrying curses. They're already coming in breaking those curses very early on, right? That's why you're going to see babies that lift their head up as soon as they're born. That's why you're seeing babies that come with a knowing that, they were never apart from that inner knowing, or they were never apart from their light within. Okay? Those that are not from the newer generations had to go through some lessons, had to awaken differently. But as we go into time, a lot of souls that are coming into this realm are coming in with that inner knowing, that light that has been activated, and they're coming in to bring a new world. They're coming in to bring a new vision of a world that is going to be more representative of that truth, that every soul has a light within, or has a special and unique code that needs to be tapped in, right? Or that needs to be developed or unraveled in order for this world to be created. Because the world that we're living in is being completely deconstructed, completely destroyed. So if you're one of those souls that you're still walking with a backpack filled with contracts or curses, you need to start tapping in, because there is a soul that is unique. There is a calling that is unique to your soul signature. And when you tap in to whatever form of silencing of this external reality, you start tapping in, you're going to start getting the messages. You're going to start realizing that there is a truth that aligns with your soul, that there's a set of rule, a set of structure, a system. You're going to realize that there's a whole notion, that there's a whole world within you that wants to be birthed, right? That's when you're going to realize that the backpack you've been holding onto is filled with contracts or curses that are going to need to be broken. And so the sooner you realize this, and you're brave about it, and you're courageous about it, hold on to that truth, because that truth is going to set you free. I'm going to say it again, okay? If you're still a soul walking on this earth, and you're still walking with a backpack filled with contracts or curses, you need to start silencing the external world and start tapping into your soul signature, into your soul mission, into your light, which is going to be revealing through this awakening, who are you? Who are you really? A new world is going to present itself to you. A new set of rules, a new system, a new way of conducting yourself, a new way of believing, a new higher perspective, a new way of doing things, right? And that world, or that unique code, or that unique soul mission that is encoded within your own light or within your own self, right, is going to need to be realized through your actions, through your realizations, through your partnerships, through just you existing. And that's when you're going to realize that the whole set of contracts you were walking with, or the whole set of curses that you were walking with, is no longer needed. That's when you call yourself a curse breaker, a transformational agent, right? We're all here with our different soul missions, okay? And we're all here to become agents of change or bring in this new world, okay? It's gonna be different from one individual to another, but just know that. Just know that you don't need to carry a backpack of contracts or curses that were once used in those past generations, past lifetimes, that were helpful to understand the evolution of the soul, but is no longer needed into the type of world or into the type of evolution we're stepping in, right? Because there's a whole world that needs to be unraveled, and that world is within your soul, is within you. But you need to tap in. You need to quiet the external reality in order to start diving into that new world, that new existence that is within you, right? And only you can do it. Nobody's going to tell you how to do it. Nobody's going to tell you how, what you're going to get out of it. What are the type of revelations, the type of world that you need to create is going to be unique to every soul's. And that is why we need to start getting rid of the type of contracts or curses that we're still walking with, especially those that did not come with that inner knowing, or that forgot, or that got conditioned through programming or through any types of curses that we've come through or that we've carried through different generational inheritance. Okay, so I hope this video helped in you understanding what is a curse. Okay, a curse is when you agree to a contract that is not in alignment with your soul signature or with your soul calling. Okay, when you understand that it's not necessarily words that you speak. Well, words that you speak can as well be a form of curse, but the fundamental notion of what is a curse, it is a contract to which you've agreed or not to a set of beliefs, a set of rules, a set of being or existing that is not in alignment with your soul signature. I'll leave it on that. I'll come back with more information or with more revelation or with more messages once I'm tapped in. But I'm going to leave it at that. Have a good night. Be at peace and tap in. Tap in to create that world without.